Good morning. Happy Saturday. I wanted to come on here and talk about the anabolic way of life. It's the way that I've always lived as far as being an adult. I would say 30s on. And it's really a high protein way of eating, right? As well as weight training. So I prioritize eating protein. And I also prioritize weight training. Now, good morning. So I also add cardio. You know what I mean? I have an endomorph, mesomorph type of body type, which means that I can gain muscle easily, but I can also gain fat easily. So this way of eating is so ideal for me, prioritizing protein, which has a very high thermogenic effect of food. So it takes, you eat it and your body has to burn calories to actually digest it. Fat, for instance, does not have that process. So whatever fat you eat is the fat you store. So I also add the cardio because of the easy fat gain that I'm capable of, right? So the high protein life with the weight training and cardio mixed in, I do all of it, right? Okay, so I did a question and answer post a couple of days ago, and I'm just gathering all of the questions and I'm going to answer them here. So I understand if you are not going to stick around, that's perfectly okay. I will be posting this and I'll also post it on my YouTube. So I already explained what an anabolic way of life is, high protein diet, and it's really high volume as well. So, you know, think of a budget. So if you have this amount of money, you want to get the most out of the money you have. And so that's kind of how I look at my daily caloric intake. I am going to spend smartly so I can have as much food as I can and still be hitting the macros that I need to hit, right? So really, I only focus on hitting my protein and my overall caloric goal. So if you're out there trying to do that, you can be in a maintenance or surplus or a deficit. Just hit your caloric goal and hit your protein goal. I strive to hit my ideal body weight in protein. So for instance, my ideal body weight, not necessarily the body weight that you want, but your ideal body weight. So for me, 5'5", that would be like 125, 130. I usually hit that at a minimum and I'm upwards of 160. So I push it more 140, 150, 160 a day. And I'm in a deficit right now. So my caloric intake is around 1600. Yesterday I went a little bit above, but it's around 1600. My maintenance is about like 1900, 2000. So how do you know what your maintenance is and all that stuff? Honestly, there is a calculator, TDEE, you can go to. But you know what? They say that my maintenance calories is well over 2000. So you honestly, to get your maintenance calories, you have to track. You know, plain and simple. You just have to track. So I would suggest tracking like 7 days without changing anything and then just see where you're at, right? Because if you're maintaining on the scale for those 7 or more days, eating that amount of food, that's your maintenance calories. And then if you want to create a deficit, cut back on your energy grams, which would be fat or carbs. Keep the protein stable at your ideal body weight in grams. Yeah, or a surplus, increase, right? So there you go. All right, so why an anabolic diet? It promotes metabolic activity, it builds muscle, it maintains muscle, and it couples great with weight training. So even when I was carnivore, even when I dabbled in keto, that's my name, Keto Fit Vegas, I have always done it high protein. I've never been moderate to low protein. In fact, when I did try a lower protein approach, like 80-20 or even, and I love this man, Robert Sykes, Keto Savage, but when I was doing his initial, prep, the protein was low. Of course, with Robert Sykes, he eventually increases it, of course, which is good. But I just do not do well on lower protein, like at all, right? No. I like to be like 60-40 or 7-30 as far as percentages of fat and protein. But now, someone wants to see a full day of eating, and I will be doing that. I did it yesterday. I'll be doing it in more depth. So what is the difference between, this is a question I got a lot. I got a lot of these. What is the difference between anabolic versus carnivore versus keto? And hello, everybody. So basically, carnivore is, I loved it. And I honestly see myself going back to it. I use it as a tool. Right? So I can see myself saying, you know what? I think I need to do carnivore again for about a month. I fully am aware of that, right? And I'm cool with that. So basically it's all meat, all fish, all poultry, all dairy. Well, low lactose dairy, like heavy cream, butter, things like that. So that's carnivore. And then underneath carnivore, you have like people who do the lion diet or BBBE or whatever. But basically it's all anything with a heartbeat, anything in the C, and the low lactose dairy, right? It is nothing sweet taste to the mouth, like no artificial sweeteners or anything like that. And that, of course, was the toughest for me because I did it strict for a couple of weeks in January like that. And I died. And keto. Okay, so keto, I come from Atkins, back in the early 2000s. So the way keto is talked about now is not what I'm used to, but basically it's what carnivore is plus low glycemic fruit, right? If you want to get super technical, it's 20 total carbs, up to about 50 total carbs. It depends on what keeps you in ketosis. If you prick yourself or anything like that, or pee on the stick, I would prick myself once in a while, and I would always be in mild ketosis, like 0.5, 0.7, even 0.3, But anyways, it's what I said about carnivore plus low glycemic fruits and veggies, green veggies, right? Yeah, there you go. And they do allow for artificial sweeteners, a little more creativity, right? And nuts, right? Yeah, that's included as well. So again, the anabolic way of life is taking that high protein, but giving me a variety. So as you guys have seen, I have had some high carb days and I like it. I'm cool with it. So I will be continuing my anabolic lifestyle until I feel like I want to vary it up and maybe go a little bit more strict. So you will be seeing me prioritize protein and minding my overall effective energy, also known as calories, because the carnivore people don't want to say calories, but it's same thing. So that's the two things I'm going to mind: my overall caloric intake, my protein, and that's it. And everything else will just land wherever, right? I love having creativity. And like right now, high protein. I am having coffee with protein powder in it. I'm making it worth my while, right? And later on, I might have some egg bites, right? Who knows, whatever. It's prioritizing protein. And for volume, yeah, I will have some popcorn. I will have cucumbers. I will have berries in my Greek yogurt to add that volume and be more satisfied, because I like to eat a lot of food, okay? I've never been a small eater. So yeah, that is it. And I'm going to, the other questions were honestly full day of eating, not necessarily questions about my way of life. I just explained it. So now from here on out, I will be showing full day of eating and also more on my YouTube. I need to get better at that. So anyways, if you have any questions, please DM me or drop them in the comments below when I post this. Okay? All right. Happy Saturday.